Thousands of mourners joined a funeral procession on Sunday for 12 children who were killed in a rocket attack on the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. It marks the single deadliest attack in Israel or Israeli-annexed territory since Hamas's terror attacks sparked the Gaza war on the 7th of October. A rocket, which Israel says was launched by Hezbollah from Sheba in southern Lebanon, slammed into a soccer pitch. 12 children between the ages of 10 and 18 were killed while taking part in a training session. Hezbollah has denied responsibility for the strike, but many have expressed concern that the latest strike may have placed Israel and Hezbollah on the brink of an all-out war. If Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz is to be believed, it probably will. He said, "We are approaching the moment of an all-out war against Hezbollah. The response to this event will be in accordance." The United States has apparently blessed retaliatory action to some degree. "We stand by Israel's right to defend its citizens from terrorist attacks." That's what Secretary of State Antony Blinken said, but then he quickly added that the U.S. did not want to see the conflict escalate. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has vowed to hit the enemy hard. Meanwhile, Hezbollah has evacuated positions in south and east Lebanon after Israeli threats of reprisals.
Thousands of mourners joined a funeral procession on Sunday for 12 children who were killed in a rocket attack on the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. It marks the single deadliest attack in Israel or Israeli-annexed territory since Hamas's assault sparked the Gaza war on October 7th. And it is fueling fears of significant escalation between Israel and Hezbollah militants in Lebanon. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said he visited the town of Majdal Shams early on Sunday, describing the site of the attack as, quote, a place where innocent girls and boys were murdered during a soccer game. He vowed to retaliate against Hezbollah for the strike. Hezbollah initially announced it fired rockets at Israeli military sites in the Golan Heights, but denied involvement in the attack on Majdal Shams.
There is no justification for terrorism, period. And every indication is that indeed the rockets were the rocket was from Hezbollah.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tokyo said Israel had the right to defend itself. But he said Washington also did not want to see further escalation in violence.
We don't want to see it spread. That has been one of our goals from day one, from October 7th on.
Majdal Shams is a Druze village. The Druze are an Arab minority who practice a form of Islam and make up more than half of the 40,000-strong population of the Golan Heights, territory captured from Syria by Israel in the 1967 Middle East War and annexed in a move not recognized by most countries. Here's one resident who calls himself Haytham. He says, "We need to strive now to sign a deal and stop this damned war. We want to live. We don't want to die." Israeli and Hezbollah fighters in southern Lebanon have been exchanging fire for months, but appeared to be avoiding an escalation that could lead to all-out war. Saturday's strike threatened to tip the standoff into a more dangerous phase, and United Nations officials urged maximum restraint from both sides. The conflict has forced tens of thousands of people in both Lebanon and Israel to leave their homes.
We are deeply saddened by the loss of life that we saw. There is no justification for terrorism, period. And every indication is that indeed the rockets were the rocket was from Hezbollah. We stand by Israel's right to defend its citizens from terrorist attacks. We're in conversations with the government of Israel. And again, I emphasize its right to defend its citizens and our determination to make sure that they're able to do that. But we also don't want to see the conflict escalate. We don't want to see it spread. That has been one of our goals from day one, from October 7th on.